Hello and welcome to Nonsense into Prism. We need 1AB, it's really important for not dying, and then we're just putting everything in the deck nearly. Give them a good look. There is no reason not to board that stuff in basically, and I'm actually tempted to drop these sigils because they don't block. Blocking out Prism's kind of important. I think this will do. Early Midas is relatively nice because it means I can probably get this into Arsenal. This is like literally a one-off, so I mean, you are absolutely not getting to keep that. No. Bad. I should have used the gauntlets, but it's fine because we have found big old bombs. Triumphs require Oakenolds. My hope is that they go for like a really early illumination to force this. That would be my dream, but it's not going to happen most likely. I mean, this feels weird. I get to just swing for them. You know, absolutely gonna. This is principally a fatigue deck because that's how Jarl do, but you know, I think it's quite notable that you know, it can swing, and it can swing very hard when it wants to. So we've got the Everbloom, we've got the Hammer. I could just Cranial Crush them. That is an option. Sending 8 is not the worst choice. It does take one of the 8s out of my deck, but it does run them out of cards faster. I'd quite like to cycle this Fate for Satan. But we could just Titan's Fist them for 3. Yeah. So we're going to cycle that Fate for Satan because it's just... Oops, I clicked the wrong thing. There we go. Just racking this so I have to click less, basically. Little bit of chippy damage, always good. There we go. Nice big hand of nice big effects. Okay. Yeah, we can deal with this. We take the Mirage out before the Retribution for sure. Don't want to deal with that. It is so nice, by the way, coming off Verdance, having a weapon. Having a weapon is the best feeling. We're obviously keeping all the big numbers in hand because they're just the most important thing. Hang on. Do I want to do that? We're definitely doing that. No, we do pitch a card. We keep this tunic counter. The tunic counter does stuff. I think It's so tempting to keep these in, but I will go to a second cycle, so it's fine. Yeah, so we'll throw the batter for late game, I think. I don't know, the batter's probably better blocking to some degree, but like this stuff just doesn't get to hit. That's the simple description. I'd quite like to keep that boulder drop, but they will be able to prevent help from it. And I'm not using it next turn anyway, so I'm going to give them that. There is an amount of this deck building that very much was me going, I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to bank on Prism. You know, there's just Cranial Crushers and Matchers that I never intend to play. That Ponder token. Oh, I should have prevented the one because I'm going to pitch into that. That's silly of me. Took 1 damage for no reason. But you know, it is what it is. Let's start bonking these retributions. Those 2 batters are welcome to see on this potentially very big turn. Okay. I feel like we don't have any time for these. Or do we? Maybe we do. I think we go with this. Because, like, we're absolutely going for that. You know, both these batters are going to be used to pop things. I think the Erudation's coming in this turn. The only problem is my Titan's Fist doesn't kill it. But we do have a Midas Touch. God bless you, Midas Touch. You are going to save my ass. Yeah, there's Soraya. Oh, hang on. Oops. Okay, this could not be more perfect. That is exactly what I wanted, because that is a waste. That is perfect. I really want another Midas in here. I've only got 1 in and I really feel like I want 2. So the ALS goes, the Stupid Angel goes, and I took basically no damage for that. That's, you know, it's a win, right? I took, what, like 2 damage? 3 damage? No, it was 4, wasn't it? It was 1 arcane and something like that. I don't know. No poppers. That's a ropey hand. Do I ever sink below though? So if I sink on the first thing and try and find a popper. They don't have much. They've got a Genesis, and I really want to leave that Genesis alive because it decks them much faster, which is something I really care about. Stuff. It's all fine. Makes me regret using the gauntlets, but it is what it is. Maybe should have just double D reacted. But we have the Retribution, that's the second Retribution gone. Oops. Keep misclicking stuff. Don't think it matters because the Retribution I think is going to send one Arcane, but I just wanted to order it properly. I'm in a nice place. I'm going to get no value out of this game. Where are my poppers at? That's the real question. Doesn't matter too much because I can block for like 7 from hand or something, but where are they? Triumph's numbers are actually a pain in the ass. We're going to sink the heart because obviously it doesn't do anything. Still no popper. Sad. But I don't intend to ever hit Prism again, basically, so that Genesis can just stay. She gets hand filtering. The hand filtering is good for her. But at the same time, don't care. All I'm looking at is bold state. I don't care about the spectrals. I care about... I should have checked. I think there's enough. Yeah, there's enough bloom in there. All I care about is removing angels. I do not plan to hit them with a Titan's Fist until they are decked, to be honest. They will scoop before this Titan Swing Fist ever goes to face. Unless I really have nothing to do, I guess. But even then, it's just never a good choice. Yeah, I'd rather coronet them. If there's ever something I don't want to remove from play, I coronet. Or I just pass turn IP1 and have the Fist to threaten them doing any end of turn auras. But as I say, like, I am happy for them to Genesis all day long. It's burning a card a turn. So, like, you know, it's trimming a substantial amount off the clock. It will take at least 10 cards off them. This is good. And, like, they're using turns on ALS, which I love, right? Because I could not care less about this Pierce Reality. I care about eating other good cards. Remembrance is great because, you know, you can probably just play it this turn. You know, there are big cards to shuffle in. Yeah, okay, so no Phantasm on this first one. Yeah, saw this coming. Would have to give them the crown for that. Oh, a 7. It's 7, obviously. Yeah, I'd kill for a D-react. I can do it. Assuming they don't have something. I'd like them to not draw the cards because the cards threaten damage. Two, 3, 4, and like the mangle. It's a lot of equipment to lose, but I think it's worth it. We'll throw the Fiddler's Green because we want this and we want to play that, really. Angel probably gets to just hit. Because I would rather bonk the angel than block the angel. Or this, you know, like, you're not allowed that. You get to keep the angel and get a value. Congrats. Oh, remembrance, if you were blue, I'd be so happy. Yeah, I'd like to have taken this down before it gets them some extra value, but we don't always get what we want. We're playing this. And we're playing this. And we do Oaken, we do that Midas Touch, and we'll do the Glacial because it's blue. We don't care about the red value at all, really, because we're past the hat, right? So as long as they're like 7s and 8s, we don't care what. That's top deck. That's really nice. Like the Frozen to Death is also nice, but I don't have the resources for it. That said, they're just playing stuff, so maybe we do have time for it. This gets interesting. No, we don't have time because we need to remove that, is the annoying thing. The retribution isn't a problem yet. We need to kill the angel. Killing the angel's dead easy because we just do that. I want this in Arsenal, truth be told. May as well use this now to prevent the one from the retribution. We have to take this passing mirage away. So I'm trying to keep this because I can take the footsteps away and then they have really shit turns into me. This is also a bad turn on my part though. It's better than nothing. Very much hoping to see a popper there. Sad times that I don't get to do anything with that, but yeah, just hand the turn back. We have poppers, we have ice cards. This is what I want. We're going to take one from this. We're not losing resources here. Because I really want to play this frozen. It will just open up the rest of this game. Yeah, so they put an irradiation back. They finally got the library, which I can't do anything about, but it's late enough in the game that I think that's fine. So we do this, we will do this, and we will show them that the Frostbite's good into their 7-card hand, because Prism gets 7-card hands now. But this is the footsteps off, and you know, this is good times. This is what we want to see in terms of taking apart Prism's state. We're definitely going to Arsenal that one because we know what's coming. We've got poppers for days. So we want to block with everything that isn't the glacial. Like, she's going to have to pay so much to throw. I'm just going to take this turn. I want to try and be as stable as I can. I've got life to spare. So they have no action points left. So we will pitch this. And then we take out the angel, even though we really want the retribution. Just need the angels dead. Maybe I shouldn't have pitched that thing, because I don't have a popper this turn, and that's actually a real problem for me. I've got the pulse though. This is a problem. This is a big turn. See, this is the problem here. This is huge. I can prevent some of it, but they've still got a 5-card hand, right? Like, Prism gets to do some dirty stuff. it doesn't matter how I do this because these are earth cards. They're going to get loads of value this turn, just loads. But again, we just... Ooh, hang on, we can't block with that, we have to kill Soraya. This is an amazing turn from them, as mentioned, but... They could not use the rest of it. So Soraya gets bonked for a second time. I'm still on 25 life, so I'm really stable, basically. And as I say, I'm just letting that Genesis help run their clock out. Big hands, no go again. There's, you know, massive cock up on my part getting rid of that Oakenhold. I should not have thrown it. I just kind of assumed I would be able to draw what is a deck that is pretty much like 70% poppers at this point. We're doing that because we know we've got prevention coming. We know we're keeping this Cranial Crush for the prevention. Sorry, not for the prevention, for the removal of stuff. Still got to keep hitting Angels. I'd love to get rid of the Retribution. Not got time. At some point, hopefully. But without their footsteps, they struggle. Ooh, God. No popper again. These are the turns that make it very, very scary. That is definitely going to hit. Given that... I mean, we are at a point where anything they do this turn is just free for them. I can't really stop it. You can stay at the top because you're amazing. Wish I'd seen you this turn. But they're nearly out of deck and I've got a lot of life left. So I think I'm solid here. Do I just block this or do I do the life gain? I take 2 more damage if I don't block, but I get to keep the cards. But they are nearly decked out. I think we just absorb this. Yeah, sure, don't care. I should maybe have kept the fruits because I could have taken the Retribution out, but as I say, we're so far into this, I don't think it matters. Like, that Genesis they played is their own clock, which is why I've been adamantly not removing it. I don't care they have 16 Spectral Shields, they can't do anything with them. I'm going to get rid of that because I just need poppers. Poppers, poppers, poppers. So we have to give them that. Which means I can't remove second, which is a shame, but we can do other stuff. And again, I took a little bit of damage because 20 life is enough life to close this game for sure. But I didn't want to get stuck in the wrong place. I'd rather lose a life and waste a resource than, you know, get caught out elsewhere. So yeah, Titan's Fist needs an expensive card pitched basically, so it doesn't work. Second's got a little bit of arcane chip, but I don't care. And there's the batter. Glad we threw that card away. But now that we know the batter's hit, we don't care about the rest of the hand, right? So we just do whatever. We still can't kill second is the annoying thing. But this is done, like... Because this Genesis doesn't turn off either, I think. Oh, it is a May. So, I mean, have they stopped? I feel like they've stopped. I don't even know. Like, they are done, basically. They've only got this left. We will take the ALS because we want to be able to deal with second. We have a popper, we have a pitch, we have some life gain. Like, they're done. They're completely cooked. I'm about to get that last threat off them. We're not going to prevent second's damage. Oh, I managed to skip the blocks. Whatever, we can put that in later anyway. You stay on top, you're a popper. And then we whack second. And that should be game pretty much closed, yeah. Good game. Yeah, there will be no quick videos, but you know, that's standard how to kill Prism. Just ignore. It's really weird. So she's really, really powerful on the board state, but she's got to be really, really careful into Jarl because all Jarl's got to do is sweep the passing mirages and not get caught in some sort of like erodation loop. And, you know, his popper count really carries him through. You know, her board state is super powerful into Verdance, for example, really, really good. Because you don't have a hammer. But the hammer makes all the difference. Beautiful angel crushing hammer. It just, you know, you keep sweeping the angels, you keep sweeping the auras when they matter. You know, if they weren't completely decked out at this point, you know, it would be a case of going for this. But, you know, even if I let these two last angels... one last angel? Yeah, they've got one angel left. Even if I let that hit, it doesn't kill me, right? They are absolutely decked at that point. And once they are out of deck, it's just hammer for, 10 turns-ish? You know, that's the closer. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying these longer, slower Jarl games, because you're going to get a lot of them. I'll see you in the next one.